Welcome, fellow
Organs. It's that time again. We have just heard back from our secret intel on planet Earth.
Yep. That's right, Zorb. It's now the year 2012 out on planet Earth, and they still have no idea that we're out here.
For those of you who have just tuned in, we're talking about our 5th visit to planet Earth. We have gone in the past and seem to have come across strange patterns in the humans. Morph, why is it that these life forms on planet Earth are always changing?
I don't know, Zorb. Let's review the footage from this previous visit. Wow, check how they look now.
I know, 200,000 years just manages to make that difference.
And look at that! They still have those front-facing eyes. That clearly hasn't changed.
Yeah, did you know that the front-facing eyes allows them to get 2 images and combine them into one?
Wow, I learn something new every day.
Yeah, it's so insane. Check out those locks. I wish we had those.
Yeah, something we found, it was that only mammals had hair.
Well, I guess then that means we aren't mammals. Then there we have the specialized teeth. And moving on, we see the flattened nails.
Well, now we can set them apart from those other life forms on Earth.
I know, the ones with the claws and the grips. And their latest invention are opposable thumbs, supposed to allow them to grasp objects such as this game box thing.
I think tool making was its original purpose, Zorb. But still cute how they think that a thumb makes the difference.
Well, I guess their movable fingers and toes help them as well.
Oh, and hey, do you see those 2 legs? This is what they call bipedalism. It means that the organism is able to walk upright on their 2 legs.
However, 3 obviously works better.
And hey, look at that! They finally got their toes aligned!
I know, it took them a while. Whoa, whoa, whoa. You said that they're bipedalistic, and that makes them stand upright. But how?
Well, let's take a look at that. First, we have to understand that they have an endoskeleton.
But what makes them different from all the other living organisms that have endoskeletons?
Well, their endoskeletons are actually axial skeletons.
I know what that is. An axial skeleton is a skeleton that consists of the skull, vertebrae, and the rib cage. This skeleton supports the whole structure of the organism.
And Zorb, haven't you noticed that their cranial capacity has increased since we last visited?
You know, I did notice that. So amazing. Well, look at those shoulder and elbow joints. They've gotten a lot of movement since we last saw them. Okay, viewers, remember back to the first video we showed? Remember how we saw some of those humans walking and talking at the same time?
This is because of something called a complex brain, Zorb. Did you know that?
No, I didn't. And even more interesting, they have this fist-sized red thing in the middle of their chest. What was that called again?
I believe it's called a heart.
Oh, yeah! And humans seem to have a 4-chambered heart.
But these only started coming up in our latest visit, just before this one.
Are there any other new interesting features, Morph?
Why, certainly, Zorb. Of course, they have pharyngeal pouches now.
What are they?
They are the paired structures in the throat region. Let's look back at how they behave.
Yeah, that's always interesting.
Did you know that they have a special behavior which is called altruistic behavior? It's when a human species endangers themselves for the good of others.
Look, and they're exhibiting it now.
Oh, how adorable!
And remember when they only used to eat vegetables? Look at her now, eating chicken and veggies.
Oh yeah, that means that she's a heterotrophic omnivore and she's getting food from other living creatures.
Wow. Well, that was interesting, wasn't it?
It really was. Remember our first visit? Lots has definitely changed since then.
I know. Remember that good old Salanthropus?
And hey, thinking about it, doesn't the cranium size kind of remind you that of chimp? I think they call it.
Yeah, but like mostly they look like the modern day human.
Well, 7 million years does change oneself, Sword.
Yeah, well, there's a huge change 3 million years later.
Yeah, but that was by far my favorite visit.
Same here. Remember when we found out that they were bipedal?
Yeah, I remember. We had already had 2 generations past that was bipedal. They were just getting there. How slow can they be?
I know. I think they were called A. afarensis.
They were. That brings me back to those wild times with Lucy.
Yeah, Lucy. Gosh, she's a character. And now that I think about it, they also have really similar footprints to the humans now.
Do you really think this could be a pattern?
I think so. Why don't we check out our other visits?
Well, 2 million years ago, we came across the Homo habilis and the Homo ergaster.
Yeah, and look at their bone structure. It looks really similar to the skeleton of the present day human.
Yeah, that's when we noticed that their fingers were able to move around and pick up tools and things.
So they were actually quite similar. We can see the evolution.
But remember, Zord, they were still quite different. They were still living on trees, and their brains were still in the process of increasing.
Oh. And so I guess if we follow the pattern, then we see the true similarities like 2,000 years ago.
Oh yeah, remember how they used to make those stone tools?
Yeah, those opposable thumbs came in handy for them.
Yeah, those tools were excellent for hunting.
Wait, but didn't they eat fruit back then?
Well, by then they were actually omnivores, Zorb. This like modern humans. This means that they eat both fruit, vegetables, and meat.
Oh, that's what omnivore meant. Ah, makes so much more sense now.
Zorb.
Zorb. And didn't you notice that when we got back, they had migrated? They weren't in the place that we found them before.
I know. Like, first of all, they started off in that place called the part of land. Big Africa.
Africa.
There we go. And when we came back, they were there, but they were also
in like Asia, I think they call it.
Asia, something like that. Strange
Such
names.
weird names, like Morgana. So easy.
Keeping
Asia.
it simple. Why?
Asia. Asia? I have no idea.
Something.
Well, looking back, it's evident that there's some kind of a pattern.
Yeah, it's as if they've evolved.
Yeah, that's it. I wonder then, will they keep evolving?
Wonder what they'll look like in the future then. Maybe
I know.
they'll look like us.
They could never pull this off.
Please.
Please.
Well, that is going to be the question for next episode. And until next millennium, guys,
Keep classy, Morgan.